I have my.
You're on.
Just get like ready feedback.
You gotta, yeah. Just
Oh, you're good. You're
just
all right.
doesn't-
Yeah.
It's good.
All right, very good. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here. I want to welcome anybody that's new and visiting. If it is your first time, please don't be shy. Talk to any one of us and we'll give you some more information about our club, our guild. First thing to do is I asked for a motion to waive the reading of the minutes. Mickey, a second? Your name?
Bob.
Bob? All in favor? Aye. Motion passed. Thank you. Next is the treasurer's report. We're going to try to go quickly so we can get into the good stuff, which is the show and tell. So, treasurer's report. There she comes. Alice is
I
coming.
didn't know it would come up so quick.
Hey, I got places to go
Yeah.
And things to do.
and things to do.
And people to see.
Yeah, exactly. Come in front of the camera.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
Last month's beginning balance was $1,890.41. And now through today, we had expenses of only $184.88, but we had income of $2,040.
Amen.
Made up mostly from the demonstration that we took money for, our workshop that's coming up. We had a good chunk from there. And we also have the Art in the Park. We had a really good show at the Art in the Park this past Sunday. And we also have dues coming next month, so we'll have even more money to deal with in the future. Thank you.
So, so that you know, the large volume or large amount of money that we have right now is due to the payment for the workshop that's coming in January. That is not money we get to keep. That's money that goes to the church. 10% of that goes to the church for the use of the room, and the rest goes to the instructor. So that money comes in, goes right back out. I doubt there's going to be any money left for us per se, and we're not here to make money on workshops, so that's not anything that we've put into it. So, but dues are due next month. So come with a checkbook. Please, checks only next month, or you can write a check and mail it to us. That information is on the website. It's P.O. Box 324 in Dunedin.
How much?
It's $30. Dues are $30. Okay. We quickly, I'll just announce we have a new jury chairperson. That's Marianne Charmose. She's not here today. She's finishing one of her last pottery classes at DPAC. But she is taking on what was Sherida as Sherida moved into the vice president role. So she will be the one that will be contacting new people wishing to be exhibiting artists. Okay. Now, the exhibit chair is switching over as well. Taryn is here today. Ted Haynes is a director and is going to be like the liaison between Jean, help me with her last name, Shinley, who is taking over the position. And she couldn't be here today for a previous engagement. So Taryn is going to step in as she's stepping out for today and tell you what's going on as far as the exhibit chairs and the shows.
All right, thank you.
There you go.
Okay, so the Francis Wilson show is beautiful. You guys did a great job. Thank you for everyone who's participating. We had one sale. Is Carrie here? Carrie Stratton Waltz? No. She sold her piece and she was able to go down and put like a replacement piece in because we knew what size it was and everything, so that worked out really well. I'm going to do, we've already got a bunch of votes for People's Choice, and I have the ribbon, and we will have a gift card, a $30 gift card from Blix. And so on Saturday around, let's see, I'm going to do probably around 6 p.m. I'm going to go over to the Playhouse, and I'll announce the winner. You all are welcome to come. That is, of course, one of the times that they're open before the show for Saturday night. So come on out, and no matter what, it will be posted on our website and the Facebook page. So come check that out. And I'm pretty sure I know who's going to win because, wow, we have a lot of votes for somebody. So that's really exciting. But there were several votes for lots of you. So it's really nice to see people doing that. So thanks a lot. Ted Haynes wanted me to announce too that starting in January, there will be an application for the Sterling Show, which is Florida Impressions, and that's going to be March 1st. So everybody get ready for that, have your beautiful paintings ready. He will give you more information as far as how many paintings you can actually submit and the sizes, if there's any changes on that, he'll let you all know that that's starting in January.
Is there a restriction on sizes at the moment? Or
Not that I'm aware of. Not that I'm aware of. Let's see.
Does it have to be Florida-based?
No. So here's the big thing. It's been Florida Impressions forever, but it does not have to be anything related to Florida. So the show has never been a themed show, but I think perhaps it's because we are here and they're just assuming that it's our Florida impression. So it does not have to be anything having to do with Florida, okay? So, but you know, we will be, and I'm jumping around right now. I'll just say, as far as the exhibiting rules and procedures, we will be going over that. The board will look at all of that in January with the jury chair and the exhibit chair, and we will be looking at things like perhaps we want to have themed shows, or perhaps this or that. So that's all things to come. But right at the moment, it's not a themed show. I have great news. We had our first Art in the Park this past Sunday in the new, improved Pioneer Park, and we only had 20 people, 19, one person couldn't make it, because we weren't sure how many spaces we would have. We thought we'd maybe get 20. We had 25 before they did the renovation. Well, they can have 30 now. I mean, it was incredible. So that's a great thing. So now there will be 30 openings for Art in the Park. So that just means more of you can get involved and be out there and represent our club in this beautiful park and sell your stuff, which is really good.
What are the sizes, like 12 by 12, is that a space?
For what, the art?
For the Art in the Park,
When you say spaces?
you can,
Oh, you mean the space?
Yeah.
10 by 10.
It's a 10 by 10.
usually 10 by 10, yeah, I was gonna say.
Depending on how many people come, then we can spread
Okay,
out.
I
Right,
didn't know
right.
how big the space is.
And if you have a tent, you must have weights for it,
Yes.
and you cannot leave it unattended. Those are things that you're responsible for. I have seen tents fly away and damage not only their own stuff, but potentially your neighbors. So you want to really be careful with that. But yeah, it's generally 10 by 10. You want to, you go in and you assess and you see, who am I near? Like, how much room can I have? You're not going to want to encroach too much on someone else, and you want your stuff to look nice. So you want your neighbor's stuff to look nice. So, we know how to do all that. So, and the next Art in the Park is actually going to be the Sunday before our meeting, like this one. So the rules state that you have to be a paid member to be able to participate in Art in the Park. We're not collecting dues until next month. I mean, if you want to stick a check in the mail, you can, but we're not officially collecting until next month, which will be after Art in the Park. So that's a moot point for next month. So if you haven't paid your dues, you can still participate in Art in the Park next month.
Yeah.
But then pay your dues.
Okay.
Okay? All right. I said that. Starting February, we have someone lined up for demonstrations for after the meeting. The board decided not to have hospitality until next year. So we're not going to have food or drinks or anything like that, but we felt that we could still do demonstration for like an hour longer for people that wanted to stay. So someone is signed up right now for February, and there's a potential somebody for January. So that information you will get through me, through an email, through the website. So get ready. We're going to get back to having some fun after the meeting.
And we're going to start the 50-50.
And we're starting the 50/50 in January, yes. So 50/50 is you buy a ticket for $1, you buy six for $5 or an arm length for 10. And then we do a drawing and 50% of that goes to you and 50 stays with us. So it's a fundraiser. So bring cash in January. Where we normally don't have cash, bring
And
cash.
your check,
Huh?
and the check.
Oh, and or a checkbook? Okay. Very good. Did I mention the workshop? 2 more? Did I? Gosh, I'm losing my place. Did I mention the workshop? We still have 2 spots open for the January workshop. We have a morning free demonstration that is unlimited. Anybody can come to that. The afternoon workshop, which is seductive surfaces for collage and acrylics, is a $65 class. It goes from 12:30 to 3:34, and we have 2 slots open. It filled up very quickly, but we still have 2.
January 27th, right?
January 27th, correct. Yes. Okay, so I think that's all I have to say, honestly, today. I did have, oh yeah, the artist, you know, you go out of order, you lose your mind. So we have Artist of the Month. Here we go.
Okay.
Save the last for us.
Is
You want to hear?
Beth Cohen?
Oh, is
You want to come up?
Beth Cohen. We have not met yet. Come in front, thing, hold it in. We're going to get a picture. That's beautiful. Look, can I take this off now?
Want me to take a picture for you? Want me to take a
Yes, so
picture?
somebody can take a
And then
picture.
I'll
I'll
send
post
it to
it
you.
on the, yeah.
Pictures?
Tilt it just a little bit, I'm getting up.
This
Good.
way?
Yeah, there, perfect.
Okay. So if any of you have not necessarily gone, well, actually, a hand,
Beth?
come on, have applause. I have taken it upon myself to call the Artist of the Month and just kind of interview a little and do like a little spotlight and put it in the front page of our website. So after the meeting, if you're curious about anything, hopefully I have accurate information put in by the artist. So
If anybody wants to ask me anything after
yeah,
about.
wonderful. And we have Barb Conley, who has a sign up for Marguerite's and also for the,
Bronx Library, which will be the second Saturday of January, so I need probably 6 more people.
yep, so Barbara Ponce Library, it's going to go for, we think, almost 2 months. Drop off January 8th at 11 a.m. at the side door, and pick up probably March 5th. So Barb has a sign up in the back for that.
Marguerite's, we're looking into March for that. so
And
that's
Marguerite's
not-
sign up is all the way into March, which will come very quickly.
And then
So
we
we don't have to worry
have
about that.
Jane is doing an alcohol ink class at the
Right.
French Nest.
January 15th,
I-
and Saturday.
Right, you were on my list to announce this. Do you want to come up and announce it, or you would just want me to do it? Okay, so she's having a alcohol ink class on January 15th at the Largo
The French Nest?
French Nest
Boutique.
Boutique, which is in Largo.
Yes.
Yes. So if anybody's interested in that, she has a sign-up sheet in the back.
Yep, it's on Bay Street.
Okay. Is there any other announcements or anything anyone has to say?
Are we moving this venue?
Okay. Yes, we are moving starting in September. We're going to be going to the Good Shepherd Church on Thursdays. So it will no longer be the second Tuesday, it will be the second Thursday at the Good Shepherd Church. There's a lot more parking, and they're only charging us $420, I think, for the full year. And we pay $200 for each Tuesday that we're here. So we're saving over $1,000, which is really good, yeah.
When does that start?
September, next year. We're meeting here for the full rest of this, up till April. September we move. And all of that will be, you know, drilled into you as it gets closer.
Oh, I
All
have a
right.
question.
Yes?
I don't think it's been decided yet, as far as I know, if we're gonna be actually here for April or at the possible country club to have a luncheon
Right.
for April.
Right.
We've paid up through March here.
Right.
And so we'll
Right.
then tell you.
Right. Well, we normally have an April luncheon, which is the end of our season, and we have a show there, and it's juried, but we still don't know. I mean, this is not a lot of people necessarily. 38, I think, is what we're averaging. I suppose if we could have 38 people commit to going to the luncheon, we could do it, but we can't commit and then not have people pay for it, because then we're out the deposit and we're out our money. So we'll figure out how soon they need to have that information, and then we'll be asking people to maybe sign up and make a commitment, and you would have to unless you get obviously sick or hurt or something happens and you can't come, but we would definitely need to make certain that we have enough people.
Yeah, so that'll be
Yeah.
announced in the future.
Okay. All right. Okay, so let's do show and tell. How about that? Let's move this. I'll go first because I have the mic. Basically, I have just a couple things. Hang on. So I have taken on colored pencil. And so Barb Conley will do, I think, a demo on this eventually too. But this is paper that I did a colored drawing on. And then I use a gel medium to adhere it to the board. And if you've not done colored pencil, you can do colored pencil on pastel paper that's lightly sanded, and you can do it on regular drawing paper as well. So this particular bird is on the My Taints pastel paper, and then I use a golden gel medium as my glue. So I first take my picture and I hold it up to the light so that I can see the edges, and on the back of it, I draw it out so that when I put the medium on my drawing and the medium on the box, I can line it up perfectly. Okay, then I put a bag of like flour or something a little bit heavy in the bottom that goes flush to the top, and a bunch of books, heavy books on the top of that, and I leave it for 24 hours. And it comes out like this. Now the tricky part is I have to take an X-Acto and I have to cut the edges without tearing them, which is like nerve-wracking. But you know, it is what it is. And then I spray it with a gloss. So the first thing I do, I didn't mention this, I do spray it with a fixative, because colored pencil, much like pastel, I mean, you have to put something on it so it doesn't bloom. And that's what I did there. And then they come out like this.
Beautiful. Love that.
So the sides are left natural as
And this
wood?
one. You don't, no, I painted, I gessoed and painted. And the thing is, this box I got at Michael's. It was $7.99 with 70% off. It had some kind of like live, laugh, love kind of something on the front. And I know that the back of it fits a 5x5 canvas. So it can also be like a floating frame. And then I got this idea, so this is what I'm doing with it. So I always shop at the discounts. I always look at Michael's for things like that I could repurpose and figure out how I could do it more interesting. And then you just put the proper hooks on the back, the D hooks, and you're good to go. So this is my my newest little plaything, and I'm not juried in for this yet, so this is not anything that I can exhibit or show, and I'm still kind of in the process of learning, and that's what I'm up to. So that's me. Thank you. Any questions?
I'm going to just quickly pass this around because this is following the same idea.
Okay, good.
With watercolors, so I'm gonna flip a few of these out here. And
So Barb Conley is going to be handing out some watercolors that she's done that she's also adhered to canvases, rather than the wood that I did. And do you want to?
you
Yeah,
can
I don't know. Do you want to see? Do you want to hold these?
edges. This is watercolor, and then I've just done I've taken the acrylics and finished it off on the side, so just go on,
Yeah.
flip on
I don't want
that
to take up
side.
too much time. I want someone else to come up.
Yep.
Okay, let's send this one that way.
So,
I don't know if anybody wants to have this.
I spray mine first, but, you know, we will do it.
So Alice is going to be next on Show and Tell.
Hi, everybody. I major in pastels. It's pretty much my only medium that I'm using here, and I'm juried in for it. A lot of people know that I've done a lot of landscapes. I hardly ever do still life, but I do a lot of pet portraits. That's kind of one of my main mediums for, you know, especially at this time of year in the holidays. Here's a little portrait my brother actually gave me of a friend of his who's watching his mail while he lives in Florida. So he's going to do Elmo's dogs. They're Ricky and Lucy. And they're so cute. He just loves these dogs. They're his neighbors. So before I send it off in the mail, I'm going to make sure he thinks it looks like them. I just started this morning. So this is a blur. This is how it starts out. I put the darker colors down first. You always work with pastels from the back to the front and from the darkest to the lightest. On the right, I spent a little more time working on the blend of the fur. As you can see, it has dark hair on the top, or dark fur on the top, and it was just looking like this, but then I went ahead and put my whites over it, and it brings out the tones of gray of the various tones of the white. White is never just white. So I'm very much in about the halfway mark here for this painting.
It was
I'm
quick.
hoping it's
This morning?
a pastel painting.
You started it this morning? That
Yeah.
was quick?
Yeah, at actually 9:30. I really didn't help. It's about 2 hours. It's about 2 hours per dog that I usually do. But then I always let it sit a day and then go back to it the next day, because you really have to do that. You have to get perspective. So that's what I thought I'd bring this one in, because it's what I'm working on right this minute. So hopefully I'll get it done by the end of the day. Thank you.
All right, who's that? Come on.
Okay, so this is something new for me. This is my daughter, younger, and she did a project. I have 500 photos of her because I think she's gorgeous. She's my muse.
She is?
Thank you. So this is charcoal and Sumi ink on Mylar. Does anyone know what that is? Okay, so it's clear, it just has the board behind it. And I don't know, it must have been 8 or 10 years ago, I saw a woman named Mary Borgman at the National Portrait Gallery, and she had done life-size, they were hyper-realistic charcoal drawings on Mylar. And they were phenomenal. And I had that in my head all these years. My daughter bought me the Mylar, and so I just decided last week I'm going to try this. So that's water soluble, that's why everything there can just like be gone if it got wet.
So I have a question. Is the Mylar something you can do on the back as well? So both
You
sides?
can do both.
Because I've seen some work where they colored pencil even on the
Yes.
back, and then they do it on the front. So you have like this.
Oh, you can do anything, I can put paint on the back, just do,
Yeah.
so this
So
is
it comes through.
not done. I need to destroy a bunch of this stuff, but anyway, it's, so I've done portraits mainly. What?
The dip that you
Yeah.
The depth, thank you. That's from the ink, it took the ink, the charcoal wouldn't, no matter how dark it was, it wouldn't get dark, so I used a fixative over it, and then I went over very lightly with it. This is ink as dark as you can get. And then the eyes, the darkest areas are just ink, but very gently put on. And then I can scrub away, sand away, so it's,
Wow.
so there's only a couple of people I've ever seen working on this. It's a really interesting, it's sort of like UFO, but different.
Where do you buy the Mylar?
Well, I bought a big roll of it online at Amazon, but you can get smaller, you can get smaller pieces, and it's an industrial product, so you can buy it in different densities and colors, even like translucencies.
And pads, Alice, because I've got a big pad of it.
Right.
But I didn't know that you put a charcoal one. I tried that. And then you just do the fixative.
So I use powdered charcoal, pencil, every kind of charcoal.
What fixative do you use?
Is it Krylon? It was probably just a Krylon fixative for charcoal and pencil.
Yeah, no, I meant to bring mine so everybody could see what I did and I forgot.
Yes,
And then your inks, how did you apply your inks?
with a brush. Yes, different brushes.
How will you finish it?
To varnish it. Yeah, spray varnish. Yeah.
The Mylar, is that paper, plastic?
It's a plastic.
It's a plastic and you can do anything?
I've done little miniature paintings in gouache on it. It has a beautiful, almost an iridescent kind of quality with the gouache, because if you don't put the gouache on, it's still water media, so if you put it on thinly, you can kind of see through it. I didn't bring that little mini painting in, but it's just something really different.
So you could just play around with it?
Do whatever you want, you can wash it off.
So if it's transparent, whatever's behind it, whatever's behind it will come through, right?
Yeah, so you could put a colored
So you
thing,
put a colored paper behind it, or you can even paint the back of it.
or you could put it clear between acrylic,
Oh, my
you know,
gosh,
like.
that was it.
It's endless
It's
possible,
endless.
it's something,
Oh my
and what I
gosh,
liked
yeah.
about the roll's big. I can make really big ones. So if I want to go life size beyond this. I like to paint really big too, and really tiny.
What did it cost for the road?
Oh, I think I paid $30. It wasn't a lot of money. But it was years ago, you know, everything's more money now.
And mistakes are just wiped off.
Yes, unless you've done like hard pencil, you'll have imprinted it in. You won't get that all off. But then sometimes you get like a ghost image, which is kind of nice too to have that. Right. Yeah.
So what we're seeing now is a white piece of paper behind it, so everything that's coming through is white. If you pulled it apart, we would just see
I'll
like a
show you.
shadowish type thing. I don't want you to ruin it.
Well, I won't take the whole thing out, but I'll give you an idea.
So I didn't realize, okay, so the white was the background.
So I just want to show you. See, it's plastic.
Oh, now we got it.
Yeah.
What a
Oh,
nice.
such opaque.
Yeah. It's a matte kind of, which I like.
If you did something metallic on the back, that would
Do Italian, do whatever you want. There's one other person that I saw, she was in a watercolor artist magazine at the beginning of the year. Her name is Heidi Young, Jung, and she does botanicals on this. Huge.
What is your background?
She puts it on something like a birch or some kind of wood background,
Oh, wow.
because she's doing like more natural things. And they are just adhered with like golden polymer medium to that. So once she varnishes the front, then she probably rolls it on. I don't know the exact method. So it's really beautiful. You can do whatever you want. You put wood behind it, depending on what you're needing.
Have you ever done a little workshop with
I was just gonna ask that.
I haven't taught this. No, I've taught some other things, but some of this is all new to me. Like that is new to me too. That's oil paint. Never used that before, so.
How long does it take to dry? I see you put it on
That's
very
not
sparingly, yeah.
It's water mixable oils.
Okay.
I will never be like super thick. I did that with acrylics. So I let it dry for about a week and then I gave it a spray.
Oh, wonderful. And that's the gold at the back? Which
That's
was-
gold leaf,
gold leaf,
imitation
I was
gold
gonna say.
leaf.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay.
Thank you.
You're
It's
welcome.
wonderful.
And who's next? Taryn, you had a question?
First of all, I got to tell you a little story. This is not, what I'm going to show you today is ancient years ago, I was a student in engineering, and I needed to work my way through college. So I got a job as a drafter. It used to be called draftsman. You can't, it's not politically correct anymore. So I spent 4 years on a drafting table. This is ancient, okay? The tables are that size, and they have machines on the top of them. They don't exist anymore because everybody goes to digital today. But at the end of 4 years, as I was leaving the company, I would work in the evenings and on weekends just to get through college. The guys got together and they gave me a whole set of ink pens, rapidograph ink pens. These are what are used in industry, right? That were used in industry. So they gave me all these pens that I had been using. They said, we don't want your pens. You take these with you. And they gave me some thing called Bristol Board. Anybody ever heard of Bristol Board? Yeah. They gave me a box of 40 by 60 Bristol Board. Wow. And over the years, I cut those down. I cut them down to make smaller pen and ink drawing. So when I'm, as you know, I'm an acrylic painter. So what I'm going to show you is something that happened years ago, which I uncovered when I moved from one spot to another, a box of stuff that I had done. So I'll pass some of these around.
You need to come this way a little bit more.
All right, this is pen and ink on Bristol Board. And you have to understand, these are all pen and ink.
Wow. Well, I wouldn't say he's beautiful, but that's well done. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Just amazing. Oh, wow.
And it goes on and on.
Wow.
I uncovered a box of these.
Let's show one up into the.
Well, let me do one.
Can you even?
Let's show one of those.
Excruciating, but
This.
Oh, isn't that fun?
So I did these for years until something happened. I lost the sight in my left eye. Yes, I'm blind in my left eye.
Dura would like you.
Yeah.
I'll bet yes.
But it goes on and on. I came across this box and said about 3 years ago, and I said, what am I going to do with this?
Show them to us. Aren't they fun? Yeah.
Did you see the foxy? See the little brown spots on it? It's called foxy.
What's this?
So,
Shoes.
I'm sorry, you were way back. I couldn't hear.
and I actually did them in watercolors.
Great project, fun. Beautiful. Wow. Wow.
What an imagination.
This is nice.
I love the imagination.
The unfortunate part about it, guys, I can't do it anymore. All right? So that's why I'm stuck to doing acrylic. So, believe me, I spent hours in the evening while my wife and kids were watching television, doing what they were doing, on my own drafting board doing these. I would probably do 2 of those a night.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Because
Wow, lots of work, eh?
your imagination. So one other thing, this was not mentioned when people were talking about jurying in. If you change your medium, you have to jury in. In other words, if I could still do pen and ink, I would have to jury in on pen and ink. So remember that. Anybody who's changing the medium, you have to jury back in. Okay, that's it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Select them.